Welcome back, guys. So today I want to talk about Super Nintendo on RetroPie, specifically the MSU1 enhancement chip. So what is the MSU1? Well, it's been developed and been out for, I don't know, over 5 years or so. A lot of support for it. It's not unlike, actual enhancement chips. This is like a non-existent enhancement chip, I guess you would say. Emulators support it. The SD2 SNES supports it for your original hardware, which is pretty cool. Depending upon the emulator, some emulators may not support it. The RetroPie, there is one that I know of that it works with. But what is the MSU1 chip? So, like I said, it's an media enhancement chip. Gives you some CD audio quality, full motion videos, pretty awesome stuff. Back in the day, there was always talks of Sony and Nintendo partnering up and doing the Super Nintendo Sony PlayStation system. Never happened. Sega Genesis, TurboGrafx, they all had CD add-ons and it was pretty cool. But could you imagine if the Super Nintendo had, a CD add-on back in the day and was actually supported? So the MSU1 chip supports up to 4 gigabytes of stream, audio and full motion video. It's pretty cool stuff. The chip itself can only be dedicated to one stream of audio or, whatever, one thing at a time. It can't do everything. It can't, for example, you can't have it do 2 different streams, one of sound effects and then the other of the soundtrack. So typically what people do with the MSU1 is they use it for soundtrack mostly. There is a handful of games with some, full motion video. Pretty cool stuff. But today, we're going to be taking a look at this, seeing if it works on RetroPie for the Raspberry Pi 3. A lot of people have been hitting me up lately about this, and I figured, you know what, now is the time to peep this out. So let's go ahead and get this party started and check out some MSU1 on the Raspberry Pi 3. Let's do this. Okay guys, so here is the deal. With these MSU1 games, they are freaking huge. Because they can support up to 4 gigabytes for, the audio and whatever they use it for. Some of these games can be pretty big. I haven't seen any that big. I have seen some that are, 1.5 gigs, 500 megabytes, 1 gig, that kind of thing. So there's a bunch of these games out there that are already pre-patched, ready to go. And they do work on the Pi. You could patch your own with your own audio or your own patches, whatever you want to do if you're an advanced user. But if you're like me and you just want to get down to it and play some games, this is what I'm working on. Get an MSU1 pack that I can throw on, images and use them and just have it there. Kind of like how this has NES hacks and unreleased NES games. I've got like a similar setup on the SD2 SNES. With a lot of different categories of stuff. So I think an MSU1 add-on for the Super Nintendo and RetroPie would be pretty sweet, but they're just flipping huge. And I do have a 256 gigabyte image that's being actively worked on right now. It's been actively worked on for a while, to be honest with you. But I'm thinking to kind of fill it out with a little bit of MSU1 games. Not too many, a nice little handful, and maybe in the future do just a straight MSU1 image. But this stuff is pretty cool. Like I said, some games will have full motion video. A lot of them are just utilizing it for the the soundtrack, using different types of remastered sounds, or even restoring the arcade audio to the game on the Super Nintendo, which is pretty cool. The Super Metroid Symphony, this one is flipping amazing. I wish I could show it here. I've shown it in other places, but if I put it up on YouTube, Nintendo's just, nope, not gonna happen. So not messing with that one today, but trust me, it is flipping amazing. So I think one that we should look at just real quick will be the Chrono Trigger Remastered with the FMV. So this one has a full motion video. It's in beta, I guess. I don't think there's a full-on version of this that's done yet. It is fully playable from what I understand, but what it does is it uses the full motion video from the PlayStation and then, CD soundtrack for the music. And the cool thing with that is that the original sound chip on the Super Nintendo, be it, you know, emulation or on a you know, actual system, when you're using the MSU1, whoever's, you know, did the pack or you know, the patch, they can have it to where that sound chip is dedicated to just sound effects, and you can get some pretty clean results that way. So I think this MSU1 is just flipping amazing. But let's go ahead and pop in, I'm not putting a cartridge in, open up Chrono Trigger MSU1. Let's do it. So here it is, loading up pretty quick. We'll just go ahead and listen to some of the audio in the full motion video. So I definitely think this is pretty cool. Let's go ahead and jump in the game. I do have a save state, I believe, just to kind of see and hear a little more. And then we'll jump into another game to peep that out real quick. I think this is really cool. Definitely adds to the experience, kind of changes it up a little bit. You know, some people might be like, yeah, I'll just play Chrono Trigger, the PlayStation version, which that's cool, you know. But for me, I enjoy this on original hardware or in clone systems. I'm going to be doing a video on that in the near future as well. But I just think this is really neat, and a lot of people were asking about getting this set up on the Pi. So that's why I wanted to test it out and see how everything worked. So let's get in this little battle real quick and then check out another game. And every day it seems like there's new patches for games coming out for the MSU1. So I think that's really cool. Like I said, that Metroid, Super Metroid is flippin' amazing. Flippin' amazing. I really wish I could show it on YouTube, but like I said, Nintendo just ain't having it. But it is pretty awesome. So let's go ahead and get out of this and check out another game. I want to say most of these are pretty awesome. Joe and Max cool. F-Zero with that is pretty awesome. Mega Man 7, Secret of Mana, Castlevania, Super Castlevania Uncensored. It's a ROM hack with the MSU1 stuff on there. It's pretty cool. The audio gets, you know, you really don't, I could tell, but I wasn't immediately impressed like in the first level, because the audio in Super Castlevania 4 is so flippin' amazing to begin with, the soundtrack. But once you start getting a little further in the game, it really shines with the MSU1 enhancements. And then the different Super Ghouls and Ghosts is pretty cool. The restored arcade, the restored audio, pretty sweet. Like I said, the Super Metroid Symphony is awesome. Super Turrican MSU is sweet. Turtles in Time, there's a couple different ones. This one's pretty cool. We'll go ahead and jump into this.
Big Apple, 3 a.m.
So there we go. Pretty cool stuff. What do you guys think? Do you think it's worth it putting it on RetroPie build? I mean, there's a lot of games, a lot of cool stuff to look at and hear. You know, some people are going to be like, no, it's blasphemy. Super Nintendo game needs to stay its an original state. What? And hey, that's cool if you feel that way. I definitely, there's certain games that I'd rather play, you know, an original hardware, original cartridge, that kind of thing. To each their own. But there are options, and I think it's pretty sweet. So thanks, guys, for popping in. I'll probably be doing a poll or something on what kind of games to, or which games to put on a, you know, a pack or a build or whatever, or the 256 gigabyte image. So keep an eye out for that. Appreciate you guys stopping in. Smash that like button. Do all that good stuff. Peep me out on Patreon if you want to support my channel for as little as $1 a month. You get entered into some awesome-ass giveaways. I have not announced the giveaways for February yet, but I will tell you one of them is going to be a new 2DS XL, a Retrobit Super Retrocade, brand new, shipped straight to you. Going to be flipping awesome, and a bunch more items. This month we're going to blow it out. So peep that out. Appreciate it, guys. Smash it, like it, subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace out. Boom. Bye-bye.